Hi, Renaissance Man here again. Today is knife sharpening day. It's long overdue. Many of my kitchen knives are too dull, so I have kitchen knives. Japanese forged one with quite hard steel in them. More Japanese knives. Even more, and also same brand Kaishun as this one. This has a little bit softer steel. This is really hard steel. So, and we have also Victorinox, my wife's favorite knife, small one, not that hard steel. It's some kind of stainless. And one more Victorinox, and I have a couple more. I haven't decided. I don't use them that much. I don't sharpen them that much either. And in the end, I'm gonna sharpen up some utility knives used in the garden. Really dull one. Same thing. My woodworking knife as well. These are all soft steel, and then I have my Leatherman all-day purpose knife, also really dull. So, why do I talk about knives? It's because depending on steel, I sharpen them a little bit different. All the ones that has hard steel in them, the Kaishun, not the Victorinox, they're a little bit softer. I sharpen on Japanese sharpening stones or sandstones, and I have a couple of them. I'm gonna show you a little bit about them later on. They have different grid, have 400, 200, 800, 1200 and so on. For the one with softer steel, I normally sharpen them on my Tormek. It's much quicker, and it's no point, according to me, to waste all the time to do nice work on sandstones, because they will not last that long anyhow, and then I just retouch them on this one. And this is nothing strange, it's just a piece of leather with a inside up, so it's, let's see if you can see it. It's not the really flat surface, it's the inside of the leather. And I loaded up with, I have this, I bought it, I think it was this long, no it was this long, I gave this piece away. It lasts forever, it's aluminium oxide. So I just carve off a little bit with my knife, put it in, and then I take the last couple of strokes with a knife and get the mirror finish and get them really sharp. This is something I normally, if we are dull, I take this out in the kitchen and just sharpen them up a little bit. But now we have gone past that point that I can use this one. So it's time for sharpening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these sandstone stones in water and let them absorb water for half an hour, and then I can start sharpening. So I'll come back to you then when I have loaded it up with water. See you. So now the stones have been soaked for around half an hour. I'm going to start with 800 grit. I have 200 and 400 grit as well, but as long as the knives are not nicked or something else, a couple of strokes of 800 and going up will do the trick. So just put it on a wet rag, just so it doesn't move around on you. I have a little bit of water in here so I can get more water on. Then I come to the tricky part. This is muscle learning. I want to keep the same angle on the edge as it have been from the beginning. So this is far from easy, but I've done it a couple of times. So just feel when it's touching correctly. try not to wobble it. I think that is actually what we need, and it's important either to, now I located myself here to be able to film, otherwise I just take it down to the sink and take off any excess metal or an excess sand or whatever you can call it from the stone itself, because you want to go up in grid and you don't want to have that particle with you and ruin your nice polished edge. So this is 800. Let's go to my 1200. So, continue, and the next one is a 3000. As you can see, if you sharpen, if not way too long, it doesn't take too long time to sharpen it up. And as you can hear from the sound of it, you get less and less sound. And what I can see, there's some metal left in the stone, this black one that I tried to remove. If I don't remove it, same thing, it's gonna be part of the sharpening instead of the stone, and then ruin how good all this turns out. And 3000 we go up to 4000. And this is where I stopped with all my woodworking tools and so on in the past, before I got real geeky about sharpening and invested in more stones. So up to 4000 is absolutely good enough. And when you come up around 4000 or more, it's good to have this type of, don't remember the name, but a stone that you go over your sharpening stone, and you get a little bit of a slurry that help you polish the edge. So that was 4000 and 8000 grid. Help ourselves with a bit of slurry. And try to maintain the edge. And you can see now I have, this is metal particles, this black one. I just try to remove that, give it a little bit of polish with this stone. So, that's the finest grid I have, and what I do now, put that one back in the water. I have loaded up the level with aluminium oxide before, so now it's light green instead of blackish green. It's blackish green due to that you get more metal particle in it. I want to have this really dry. So. And let's see, in the light you can see it's mirror-like, and the moment of truth is if you can shave yourself. This is as sharp as I possibly get it. When you can see that the hair is rolling up nice and tidy, then it's really sharp. If it bends over and fall on the edge, you can get it a little bit more sharpened. So this is as good as I get my knives. And just for good measure, a couple more. So, and that's how you sharpen a knife, a kitchen knife. It's worth mentioning, this Kaishun knife, I think this is a couple years back, couple years old. This is a classic one. I think they still sell it as classic. It's quite hard, but not as hard as these professional ones. The difference is, as I see it, if you compare a Victorino knife, raw soft steel, you can get it really extremely sharp, but it holds for half an hour. You can get this really sharp, but with a little bit more difficulties, and it holds much longer. And if you go then compared to Kaishun's professional one, that is really hard steel, I really need to put my best in to get these ones ridiculously sharp. But when I get them ridiculously sharp, they hold really long. But it's harder. I don't know why. If it's that the steel is harder, that is harder to get with a really polished, nice edge. I don't know, but it's just a little bit more difficult. This one I love. I love this one too, but I hate to sharpen them. And then we have some new ones that I bought when I was in Japan 2-3 years ago back. Hand forged as Kaishun, but this is not a brand. It's bought in a store, so it's the blacksmith owned the store, and I think this is my absolute favorite. You get it insanely sharp. It holds for a long time. It has beautiful balance. You can put it like this, so it's perfect balance in the middle, love it. But anyhow, that's how I sharpen the knife. I will come back when I'm coming over to utility knives. I'm gonna sharpen them on the Tormek. Not worth spending time on the stones on this type of knife, but I do the last touch up on this one anyhow, and you get them really sharp as well. So now the time has come to garden knife, utility knives, call it whatever you like. For kitchen knives, I keep rather steep. I put it there. On kitchen knife, I put a rather steep angle to have it really sharp. If you have a knife that you cut against bone, like a knife like this one, you do it a little bit wider so the edge survives. For a knife like this that cuts into everything from wood, grass, maybe a stone that comes in between that and the grass, you take a rather wider one. For Tormek, we have this thing to check the edges, and this original one has 30 degree, and I think that's quite good one. Yeah, have a look at it. But everybody that wants a Tormek or have one knows what it's all about. And this stone has been used for quite a while, so it's 240 millimeters wide. So I adjust this one to 240, and then I would like to set this to 30 degree. And what you then do is, because you want to have a nice constant edge on your knife, so you put it in the fixture. Like this, and then you do it like this. I don't know if you can see, there is a gap between this part and the top of the knife, so on the edge of the knife actually. So I need to adjust it a little bit higher. There you go. So, time to get sharpening. I have water in that tray. I need a little bit more because the stone, same as when I did by hand, it soaks up the water. And you use the water for two things mainly. You lubricate the stone while you're sharpening, and the other thing is that the edge are very, very thin, and if you will not have water on, that heat that builds up in the edge will make it to, if my hand is the edge, it makes the metal to expand like this, but my hand is the thicker one of the edge that cannot expand as much. So what's going to happen? The metal is going to crack. You don't see it, but you turn out a really bad edge on the knife. So that's the reason why you want to run it cold. And the same also when you sharpen by hand. It's not that much heat, but you lubricate it. So let's see. So you just go down. Now I'm having the stone running against me, so it's quite aggressive. So you need to be rather careful. And that's quite a lot to do because this knife has been through a lot. So let's sharpen it all the way. it started on the edge. I think I need to maybe, let's see, what we also can do, instead of adjusting this one, we can, let's see, I want it to be a little bit, I'll take it up like this. I have taken just the front of the edge. I would like to sharpen the whole part, because this would have been a nice kitchen knife, of course it would be finished, but I would like to repair it completely. So let's see if we can. Oh, it's still running. So. That's strange. Okay. While I'm doing this, we take a short break for commercial or something. Oh, let's see if I can get this to work as I want it to work. As I said before, it seems to be the YouTube channel for things to fail. There we go. Now we're working on the and its trick here is to, since it's quite aggressive, running the stone against the edge, you need to hold the knife really firm and don't push it too hard, but it wants to climb up, but you need to keep it pushed down against the stone. So then we just flip it around and do the same thing all over again. It's also important to put some pressure against here so you don't get it to climb up. Yeah, getting there. So, and what's happened when you sharpen it, when I do it quite aggressive, pushing it down, is if I sharpen this edge, I'm gonna bend the metal of the edge up a little bit. So what's important to do is, now I think I'm ready, I turn it around and take a light touch on each edges, so I take away this burr. So same polish on this one. What I do now, I can feel that I didn't get rid of all the burr. So I just run it into the wood on the backside and sharp utility knives. So that's how to do it, sharpening a knife on the Tormek. I have 3 to go, including my level man. Give that a touch up as well. So I will also, since I'm doing all the sharpening, I'm going to put some on my kitchen knife, some oil on the handles. So I come back when I have finished up the utility knives and talk a little bit what oil and wax to put on the handles. See you then. So, cleaned up a little bit here. What I would like to do is to touch up the handles a bit. See, put them here with light if you can zoom in. And what I do is I take some 1,000, I think it was 1,200 grids water paper, so very not rough at all. Just take off if anything edges come up when you have washed them and so on. So for quite a long time I try to find a commercial product, when there are commercial products, wax oil that is, let's say, okay for food to put on handles and so on. But I gave up and I thought, okay, I do it myself. So I bought some bee wax from a beekeeper, and I bought some walnut oil in the store that you have for salads and so on. And walnut oil has that good thing that it's oxidized, so it gets hardened by release and oxidized in air. So if you mix it, then I think maybe 50-50 have bee wax and walnut oil. It's a little bit yellowish in color, and it remains soft, or decently soft. This means that this product is totally okay to have on handles or cutting boards or whatever. So that's a tip. And even if you buy commercial product, if you start reading what's there in there, it's not always. There are some other parts apart from bee wax or whatever. Pure bee wax from a beekeeper, so the bees survive with it, and one walnut oil that you can eat. So I put decently rich on. Now this is absolutely too much, but and what I do is that I let it dry a bit and then polish it. So just let it go into, if the wood is dry, then it can absorb a little bit of the oil and the wax, and you get a nice surface. These Victorinox knives they normally absorb a little bit. The Shun knives, it's wood, but I think they have soaked it in some resin, so the wax end up on the surface, but it looks much more nicer. So even if the handle doesn't dry out or crack or whatever, it just looks nice. So I always put it on. Let's see, I don't have to stand here doing it all. So let's go back. I have some dry paper here. Take this first one. So you can zoom in. So nice finish, nice to hold in your hand, and you resist the water from washing and your hand and from whatever you prepare. So that would normally last for until the next time I sharpen them. So that's a month or two, depending on how much time I spend in the kitchen. So that's all I had about knives, sharpening and maintaining. Hope you enjoyed it, and welcome back next time. Bye.